All right, we're going to go over today's vocabulary. Your directions are to read the paragraph and drag the vocabulary word that will make each sentence correct. So we have 8 words up here, and we've been looking at these words all week. So you have squared, evaluate, standard form, base, exponent, expanded form, exponential form, and cubed. Below is a paragraph where you're going to be clicking these boxes and you're going to be dragging them to the appropriate spot in the paragraph to make it make sense. Okay, so let's begin. So your first sentence starts off, Travis was given a problem from his teacher and was told to blank it so he could determine the answer. So determining the answer is our key word in this paragraph. That's the clue that we want to look at. So which word up here tells us to determine the answer? And that would be the word evaluate. So I'm going to take the word evaluate and I'm going to drag it and place it in that paragraph. Okay, so Travis was given a problem from his teacher and was told to evaluate it so he could determine the answer. He had 4 questions. The first question was written in blank blank as 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 times 2, that is our key context clue in that paragraph that's going to tell us what word to place in that blank spot. So which one of those words tells us to, when we write the base as repeated multiplication? And that's pretty much what that is. 2 times 2 times 2 is. So that would be our expanded form. That's when we expand that exponent that has been given to us into longer repeated multiplication. So the first question was written in expanded form as 2 times 2 times 2. The teacher instructed the students to use blank blank, which would simplify his equations to 2 to the 3rd power. So if Travis wrote 2 times 2 times 2, or that was given in the question, and his teacher instructed him to write it as 2 to the 3rd power, 2 cubed, then he took that expanded form and put it into a different form. So he either put it into exponential form or standard form. So when we have a base and an exponent, he has, remember when we were talking about exponential form, you have the word exponent in it. So you know that whenever you deal with exponential form, you have to have that exponent. So that would be the word that goes there. Okay, so we're here. 2 to the 3rd can also be written in word form as 2 to the 3rd power, or 2 what? So what's another way to write 3rd power? That's our keyword for this paragraph. I'm sorry, sentence. 2 to the 3rd power is one way we can write that, but there's also another way we can write it. Instead of saying 3rd power, we can say cubed. So we'll put our word cubed there. Okay, he got the product of 4 for the final answer. His teacher stated that he multiplied 2 times 2, which is also known as 2 squared, okay? Because when you do 2 times 2, you're just taking 2 squared, okay? Because that 2 times 2 was your clue in... Sorry, I had to sneeze, guys. So 2 squared is the same thing as 2 squared. 2 times 2 is the same thing as 2 squared. Okay? She talked through the problem with him. First, she asked him what is the blank number was that he would have multiplied repeatedly. So which number do we use in our exponential form that we multiply repeatedly? Is that going to be our base or our exponent or our standard form? The base is the word that we multiply repeatedly. She then asked him, what is the blank that tells him how many times he needed to multiply the base number? So which number tells him how many times he needs to multiply the base number? That's the definition of the word we're looking for, that space. Oops. Okay, so what, oops, I got rid of the T. Which word tells you that? And it's either standard form or exponent tells you that. And the exponent is the one, the little number, we do not want to move the directions. The exponent is what tells you that you are multiplying the base as how many times. You're multiplying the base by itself. He finally understood his error. He wrote his answer 8, which is considered the blank blank for this equation. And remember, I told you standard form is just the fancy word for the answer. And that's what that clue word, answer of 8, is to help us know that standard form was the word that needed to go there. Okay, so if I were to read this paragraph again, it says Travis was given a problem from his teacher and was told to evaluate it so he could determine the answer. He had 4 questions. The first question was written in expanded form as 2 times 2 times 2. The teacher instructed the students to use exponential form, which would simplify his equation to 2 to the third power. 2 to the third power can also be written in word form as 2 to the third power or 2 cubed. He got the product of 4 for his final answer. His teacher stated that he multiplied 2 times 2, which is also known as 2 squared. She talked through the problem with him. First, she asked him what his base number was that he would have to multiply repeatedly. She then asked him what is the exponent that tells him how many times he needed to multiply the base number. Nope, we don't need that either. He finally understood his error. He wrote his answer 8, which is considered the standard form for this equation. Okay, so hopefully you understood how we did this, and next time when we do this, hopefully you guys can help me. If you have any questions, please let me know.